Tonight, we investigate one of India's most controversial deaths, that of a judge presiding over a politically explosive case, who died just days before delivering a verdict that could have determined the fate of a powerful politician. Picture this: December 1st, 2014, 4 a.m. Nagpur. CBI Special Judge B.H. Loya, 48-year-old judicial officer hearing the most politically sensitive case in India, wakes up complaining of chest pain in a government guest house. He's rushed to Dand Hospital, a small private facility, then transferred to Medicina Hospital. He dies at 6:15 a.m., officially declared dead from cardiac arrest. The verdict he was scheduled to deliver on December 15, 2014, just 14 days away, would have determined whether Amit Shah, the powerful BJP chief, would stand trial for allegedly ordering the fake encounter killings of gangsters Sarabuddin Sheikh, his wife Kausar Bai, and witness Tulsiram Projapati. 2 weeks after Judge Loya's death, his replacement Judge M.B. Gosavi dismissed all charges against Shah and acquitted him, ruling he need not stand trial. Then in November 2017, 3 years later, Judge Loya's family breaks decades of silence, telling investigative magazine The Caravan that his death was unnatural, that bloodstains appeared on his body suspiciously, that his ECG machine wasn't working, and most dramatically, that he had confided to them about being offered 100 crore by a high-ranking judge to exonerate Amit Shah. Tonight, we expose the Judge Loya death mystery, a case that challenges India's willingness to investigate judicial deaths and raises haunting questions about the intersection of power and justice. In June 2014, Judge B.H. Loya was appointed to preside over the Sarabuddin Sheikh encounter, case one of India's most politically explosive criminal trials. Sarabuddin Sheikh was a petty gangster with alleged terror links, who was shot dead on November 26, 2005. While in the custody of Gujarat police, his wife Kausar Bai was allegedly murdered shortly after. A witness to the encounter, Tulsiram Projapati, the case was extraordinarily sensitive because it involved allegations against one of India's most powerful politicians. Judge Loya's predecessor, J.T. Utpat, had been removed from the case. When Loya took over, he made several crucial decisions. Unlike Utpat, he granted Amit Shah exemption from appearing in court in person until charges were framed, when Shah failed to attend a crucial hearing on October 31, 2014. Despite being in Maharashtra where the trial was taking place, Judge Loya took action. He ordered Shah's lawyers to ensure his presence at all future hearings when Shah was in the state, and set the verdict date for December 15, 2014, just days away. The verdict would have been momentous. Either Shah would be discharged or made to stand trial for ordering murders. On November 30, 2014, Judge Loya traveled to Nagpur to attend the wedding of a colleague's daughter. According to statements by fellow judges present, he had initially not intended to go, but 2 of his fellow judges had insisted that he accompany them. He checked into Ravi Bhavan, a government VIP guest house in Nagpur's civil lines. That evening, he attended the wedding reception. According to judges present, after the reception, he spent time chatting till late at night with his colleagues and went out for a pan. The death. December 1, 2014. In the early hours of December 1, 2014. At approximately 4 a.m., Judge Loya developed chest pain. He was taken to Dand Hospital, described by his sister as an obscure place. At Dand Hospital, several anomalies emerged according to later investigations. The ECG machine's nodes were broken and not working, according to Judge R.R. Rathi, who was present. Yet doctors' notes at the subsequent hospital claimed an ECG had been performed. After initial treatment at Dand, Judge Loya was transferred to Medicina Hospital, a cardiac care facility. He died at 6:15 a.m., officially declared dead from cardiac arrest. But 3 years after his death, Judge Loya's family remained silent. Then in November 2017, his sister Madhavi Darda, who went by the name Biani, spoke to the Caravan magazine, raising shocking allegations. Bloodstains. When the family received Judge Loya's body, they noticed bloodstains on his shirt collar. His sister, a doctor herself, found this suspicious. "I know that blood does not come out during PM postmortem, since the heart and lungs do unfunction," she stated. The bribe allegation, most dramatically, Biani alleged that Judge Loya had confided to family members that he had been offered 100 crore by Justice Mohit Shah then Chief Justice of the Bombay High Court, to exonerate Amit Shah in the Sarabadin case. Suspicious circumstances. The family noted that the judges who had insisted Loya go to Nagpur didn't visit the family for 1 to 1.5 months after his death. It was only then they provided their account of his final hours. Timing coincidence. Judge Loya died just 14 days before he was scheduled to deliver the verdict in the most sensitive case in India. The timing compounds the suspicions. On December 30th, 2014, just 29 days after Judge Loya's death, his successor, Judge M.B. Gosavi, discharged all charges against Amit Shah and ruled that Shah need not stand trial. All major accused, including Amit Shah and former police chief P.C. Pand, were acquitted. This swift acquittal precisely reversing what might have been expected from Judge Loya Estaf. Questioning of Shah seemed suspiciously convenient when the caravan investigated the medical records. Several troubling inconsistencies emerged. The ECG mystery. Judge Rathi clearly stated that at Dand Hospital, the ECG machine's nodes were broken and not working. Yet the progress notes from Mediterranean Hospital referenced an ECG, including a specific reading called a tall T in the anterior lead. How could Mediterranean's doctors reference an ECG reading if no ECG was actually performed at Dand? When the caravan asked Dr. Gavandi from Mediterranean when the ECG from Dand arrived, he said, "When it came here I am not sure, because I don't think the ECG came. Before the declaration of the patient, the ECG, I had not seen the ECG. This suggests the ECG from Dand may not have existed when Mediterranean doctors made their notes." Post-mortem inconsistencies. The caravan investigation uncovered signs of possible manipulation in every record made public so far regarding the circumstances of Loya's final night. Forensic experts quoted by the caravan disagreed over conclusions in the post-mortem report. Initially, when petitions were filed seeking an independent inquiry, the Supreme Court called Judge Loya's death a serious matter. But in April 2018, a 3-judge Supreme Court bench headed by Chief Justice Deepak Misra delivered its judgment. The court dismissed the bill seeking independent inquiry. Calling it frivolous and bereft of any truth, the judgment stated, "There is not a shred of doubt that Judge Loya died of natural causes." The court relied primarily on statements from the 4 judges who were with Judge Loya: Shrikant Kulkarni, Gada Bard, S.M. Modak, and R.R. Rathi. The court wrote, "Each of the judges has spoken in detail of the facts and events which were within their personal knowledge. The statements contain matters of detail which would be known to those who were present with Judge Loya. They have a ring of truth." Critical flaws in the court's logic. Legal analysts and investigative journalists identified serious problems with the Supreme Court's reasoning. Circular logic. The court based its conclusion that Loya died naturally on statements by judges who had witnessed his death, without considering that if foul play occurred, these judges might be implicated or pressured to support a particular narrative. Contradictions ignored. The court dismissed contradictions between Judge Rathi's testimony about the broken ECG machine and the medical records claiming an ECG was performed without ordering any investigation. Statements, not evidence. The Supreme Court accepted judicial statements as proof without requiring medical documentation, cross-examination, or independent forensic analysis. Media investigation dismissed. The caravan's extensive investigative work, which uncovered inconsistencies in records, ECG discrepancies, and post-mortem irregularities, was largely disregarded. The Supreme Court's dismissal of inquiry petitions had a clear political dimension. Amit Shah was effectively exonerated just 29 days after Judge Loya's death, avoiding trial in one of India's most serious criminal cases. Justice Mohit Shah, who allegedly offered Judge Loya 100 crore, continued his judicial career. The court dismissed this allegation as unverified, so the narrative became official. Judge Loya died of natural causes. His successor applied legal judgment, and Amit Shah was acquitted. The unanswered questions, nearly a decade later. Fundamental questions remain. Why did Judge Loya die exactly 14 days before delivering a verdict that could have determined the fate of one of India's most powerful politicians? Why did his replacement discharge Amit Shah so swiftly and completely, reversing the trajectory of the case? Why did the caravan find inconsistencies in medical records regarding the ECG, the timing of tests, and the post-mortem report? Why did the Supreme Court refuse to order an independent investigation despite these medical discrepancies? Was the 100 crore bribe allegation ever investigated? Why were judges who were present at Loya's death the only witnesses to be accepted without independent verification? The Supreme Court's decision to dismiss the inquiry petition and declare the death not mysterious sent a powerful message. The judiciary would not investigate the death of one of its own, even under suspicious circumstances. Several high court judges subsequently withdrew from hearing related petitions, uncomfortable with the pressure or implications. The Maharashtra government claimed all was transparent, but refused to conduct an independent forensic investigation. The ultimate question was Judge Loya's death natural, as the Supreme Court definitively concluded? Or was it suspicious, as the medical inconsistencies, timing, and post-mortem irregularities suggest? More fundamentally, can we ever know the truth if the highest court refuses to investigate? If judges present at the death are the only witnesses, and the Supreme Court will not order independent forensic analysis, what standard of proof applies? What do you think? Should the Supreme Court have ordered an independent forensic investigation, despite medical testimony? Do the inconsistencies in ECG records and post-mortem reports warrant reopening the case? And what does the swift acquittal of Amit Shah, just 29 days later, suggest about the political dimensions of this death? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If this exploration of Judge Loya's mysterious deathware timing, medical inconsistencies, and political implications raise haunting questions disturbed you, hit like, subscribe to Silent Conspiracy, and ring the bell. Next time we'll investigate another case where institutions refuse to investigate suspicious deaths. Until then, stay vigilant. You remember that justice sometimes requires investigating even the hardest truths, especially when those truths implicate powerful people.